Hi, I'm Tristan, and this is Thinking About Politics. So today, I was going to address a video left to me in one of my comments. We've been making a lot of content around here, really trying to debunk any claims of fraud that Trump or Trump supporters try to forward. There really doesn't seem to be any evidence of fraud when you look into these claims, and it seems pretty obvious. I mean, we've even gone so far as to list 5 times Donald Trump tried to steal the 2020 election. But still, there's a lot of disinformation out there. Now, this comment was actually left on a video that we posted discussing the Cyber Ninjas. Now, Cyber Ninjas is an auditing firm used by the state of Arizona that's never conducted an audit. And not only that, but as we discussed in that video, they couldn't even count the number of ballots they had right. So in response to my video discussing how Cyber Ninjas has screwed up their count, many of the comments that appear to take issue with what I'm saying, they don't actually address any of the issues I bring up. They generally bring up some other issue. And this one just kind of tells me, hey, the truth is about to drop. You know, I'm a fan of truth, so I went ahead and clicked that link, and boy am I glad I did. The link goes off to a channel called Sivaady. Now, I don't know this person. I'm sure he's a lovely guy. Nothing I'm about to say is a personal attack. Definitely not asking my literally dozens of subscribers to go out and troll this guy or anything, but that's not what this is about. But I think if we examine the arguments made in this video, we can really see how disinformation works and how we can really create a reality of our own if we're not considering information that challenges our deeply held assumptions. So, let's take a look.
Okay, so here's the day those 2 subpoenas are being enforced.
Okay, I should take a quick second and just explain, because he's not gonna. The Arizona Senate, led by Karen Fann, who's the president of the Arizona Senate, issued a subpoena asking for all sorts of stuff, including routers, from the Maricopa County Elections Board. Now, security experts, the chief of police, folks in charge of the safety of the county have said that turning over these routers is going to open up the county to potential hacking and other security risks. So that's the subpoena we're talking about.
These people, the Board of Supervisors and that other company that we cannot mention their name.
If you can't mention the name of the company you're talking about, that's a red flag.
Are supposed to appear for this subpoena in Maricopa County, I believe by 1 p.m. But this is the deadline, and this is when they're supposed to cooperate. You need the routers, passwords, spunk logs, all this stuff, any other details that were requested in the subpoena. They're going to have to account for this.
They're going to have to account for this, he says. Are they?
Now, remember I said the AG was really quiet, Mark of Arizona. You weren't hearing a lot out of him. Not saying that he doesn't back it or anything. We just weren't hearing enough out of him.
So, you're saying that you're not saying that he's saying he doesn't support this? Great.
But he was on Fox and he also put out some tweets. Check this out. Here we go from Mark. For years, the left has been challenging our election laws, and third-party groups have recently used C-19 to circumvent the legislative process. We must stay vigilant. Our elections must remain secure. And then he had one other one. The left has launched an assault on election integrity. So basically what I'm getting out of those 2 tweets is that he 150% backs this forensic audit happening.
I mean, if you want to read these tweets as being supportive of the audit, you can do that. But you notice that it doesn't use the words audit or support or percent. The number 150 isn't in there either. You're reading in between the lines. And he wants you to read in between the lines because this guy is an attorney. And they are very careful about what they put down in writing. He's not going to put down that he supports this audit because he really doesn't. He wants you to think he does, but he knows what's going on. Do you? The underlying thing you need to watch out for is confirmation bias. Stick to the facts. Stick to the words. What is he saying? I mean, yeah, I get it, man. Left launching an assault. Whatever. This is politics, man. Politicians just sort of, say stuff they think sounds good. It doesn't necessarily always mean anything. I mean, all this is a lot of really dressed up words to say, those people over there are bad. He doesn't tell you who those people are, just the left. And they could be whoever you want them to be, really. Oh, and they're assaulting election integrity. Well, Please don't give me a specific example. Don't say how or why or what happened.
He's speaking from a place of just a regular person.
Regular person? What are you talking about? This is an attorney general. This is an elected official and a GOP operative. This is not just a regular person.
They want transparency. That's all that the people want of Arizona and this great land. That's what we're looking for. That's what it's all about.
Look, you can't ask for transparency while at the same time ignoring the information people are giving to you. Take a look around. The information's out there. What have you read? What is it that you feel you still need to know? Audits have conclusively shown that these machines are not connected to the internet. What is it you think happened? Why do you think you need the routers? And if you can't give me an articulated reason why, I got to assume you're just fishing, and maybe there are actually bad actors trying to undermine the security of Maricopa County. I mean, local law enforcement has said that they need to refuse these requests because they will so compromise the privacy of Maricopa County citizens and the administration of justice in the county. What is it you're looking for?
But the board of supervisors and the company we cannot mention, they have to appear on this time. And remember, we heard it from Mark. He said, listen, if this doesn't go that way and they refuse to show up, we're going to have to get the AG involved.
Well, that's an interesting idea. But it occurs to me that if you don't comply with a lawful subpoena, the appropriate remedy is you hold that person in contempt. If it's a subpoena from a court, you hold them in contempt of court. If it's a subpoena from a legislature, you hold them in contempt of Congress, or in contempt of Senate in this case. So here's a question you should be asking yourself right now if you believe these fraud claims. The Arizona legislature is held by the GOP. Why will they not just hold the county in contempt? Well, it's because of this. There's a lot of Republicans who know that this is nonsense, who know that it's dangerous to turn over this kind of information, and will not, I repeat, will not enforce a contempt charge against the county. So if these claims of fraud are legit, if the routers you request are really needed to get to the bottom of this thing, where's the GOP? Why aren't they moving for contempt? This should set some alarm bells off for you that, hey, something's not adding up.
Think about it. Look at how hard and how much they're resisting from this happening. Why not just turn this stuff over? Why fight it this much? If there's no internet connection, there's none of this stuff. Everything's false. This whole site is completely lying. I get that, right? If that's what it's all about, why not just let the people look into it? I don't get that. They are fighting it as hard as possible. Why would they do that?
Well, why not turn it over? I'm going to say again, because of the security issues that have been highlighted. You're going to compromise the security of a lot of people and the security infrastructure of the county. So that's a problem. You certainly could overcome that with another compelling interest, but I'm just not seeing it from you, bud.
So I'll follow up with you guys. I'll keep you guys in the loop, but it's going to be a very interesting day to see how all this stuff comes about and what exactly is going to happen.
Yeah, we're going to see what happens. Do you guys want to know what happened? This. From Jack Sellers, the chairman of the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors. Now it's August of 2021. The election of November 2020 is over. If you haven't figured out that the election in Maricopa County was free and fair and accurate yet, I'm not sure you ever will. The reason you haven't finished your audit is because you have hired people who have no experience and little understanding of how professional elections are run. The board has real work to do and little time to entertain this adventure in Never Never Land. Please finish whatever it is that you are doing and release whatever it is you are going to release. I am confident that our staff and volunteers ran the election as prescribed by state and federal law. There was no fraud, there wasn't an injection of ballots from Asia, nor was there a satellite that beamed votes into our election equipment. It's time for elected officials to tell the truth and to stop encouraging conspiracies. Release your report and be prepared to defend any accusations of misdeeds in court. It's time to move on. That doesn't sound like a guy who's really hiding anything. I mean, these people are generally a lot cuter when they're trying to hide stuff anyway.
So we're going to see what happens. And if it's a live stream and say just the board of supervisors show up, but they don't bring what they're supposed to bring, I just want to hear the conversation and what they have to say for themselves, where they're justifying not turning this stuff over. But I think that Maricopa is finally done playing. The Senate is finally done playing. They're going to say, you know what? You don't want to do this. The AG is going to demand this of you.
Yeah. Again, though, I want to just stress this, is that the Senate doesn't have to look to anybody else to enforce this thing. They don't have to go anywhere else. They can enforce it themselves. They are choosing not to. Does your conspiracy include half of the Republican Party now? And let me ask you this. If someone's going to tell you to your face that they think this is a real big problem, but they're not going to support this thing with a contempt charge, do you think they really support it? Or are you being played?
This is 2 subpoenas that they're basically saying, we don't care, we don't want to hear it. And that should never be allowed, especially in this nation, period.
Cue the Trump stuff. So look, again, I'm not here to beat up on this guy. I don't know what his intentions are, and I'm not making any assumptions either way, but you, the viewer, should really be able to see through this, like from a mile away. At the end of the day, if you want to have a democratic republic, it requires us to be disciplined and thoughtful. We can't get carried away by people who want to gin up the angry energy in the room, people who want to get other folks upset and start name-calling. We got to get back to facts here. We will have a republic for as long as we can keep it, but not a moment longer. That's it for me. If you like the format, please why don't you go ahead, hit a like, a share, a subscribe. That'd be nice. That's it for me. You've been great. I hope to see you again next time, but until then,
I ain't got
keep
time to
thinking.
kiss you now. I'm busy with this mule.